Good morning, beloveds.
Surprise!
So it is pretty nasty out there, but not raining. It's just muggy and stifling and oppressive. And I use that word ironically. So, because there's a storm in the Gulf, but it's just like, would you just rain and get it over with? But welcome to the second half of the year. It is July 1st. Our title is Hours, Sunny or Not. And that's hours as in the clock. Hours. So we'll see what this is about. The first quote is, "Happy is the person that findeth wisdom, and the person that getteth understanding." And that is Proverbs 3:13. The second quote is, "Let us seek the good and the true and believe in them with our whole heart, even though every person we meet is filled with suffering and limitation appears on all sides." All right. That's from The Science of Mind, page 185. I have a warm spot in my heart for sundials. They may not be totally accurate in telling time, and they can't seem to cope with daylight savings time. But their chief value is not in the service they perform. They exist to exist, as a flower does, and people enjoy them just for being there. Many of the sundials I've seen are inscribed with these words, "Count only the sunny hours." I'm not sure I agree with that, though. If we count only the sunny hours, do we write off the sad hours, the angry hours, the guilty hours, the fearful hours, as if they don't exist? The hours that aren't so sunny need to be counted too. They are part of our lives, and they do serve a purpose. I believe that there is no thought, no emotion, no feeling, no person, no thing, no creature, no event, no condition, nor any circumstance in this universe that is wasted. Everything exists for a purpose, and if we keep this idea in mind, we can more easily accept the disappointing, frustrating, and hurtful experiences that come into our life. We can learn to see the good in them. Let us be grateful for all our hours, sunny or not, remembering that the worst day of our life has something to teach us, just as the best day does. And once we learn the lesson that the difficult days teach, they become sunny too. I am grateful for every hour of my life. Today I accept whatever this day has to offer, not knowing that I can understand the message it brings. And this is AD. And AD is the one that I couldn't figure out who it was earlier. So I don't know what to... Okay. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. Simply coming from the place of every moment cannot be happy. And I will tell you the reason why I believe this is because we are in relationship. That is why. It's that Buddhist idea of attachment, okay? When we are attached to things, those things or beings will inevitably bring us suffering. Because people leave, both because they move across the country, because the relationship is over, because they have shed their mortal bodies. So we are going to suffer. And I believe that. I know that. I have suffered. And I also accept that I accept the sweetness of suffering. Which is kind of a strange phrase, right? The sweetness of suffering. Because when they talk about people in your life who have moved on for whatever reason, because they talk about the depth of your suffering, it shows the depth of your love. Or can show the depth of your love. So that's what I'm going to say.
Surprise!
And so, one, the suffering does show that whatever it was important to you. And two, it reminds you to enjoy the sweetness of what is now. So that's what I mean by the sweetness of suffering. So I get it. It's like, count all the hours. I think the only thing I might take issue with in this reading is that thing that everything happens for a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. No, sometimes things just happen. And it can be a spiritual bypass when we say that, that everything happens for a reason and everything happens for a purpose. No. However, we can take purpose from what has happened. All right. That is where I will agree wholeheartedly. We can take purpose from what has happened. So when there is suffering, we can look at the suffering and we can go, all right, is this suffering necessary? And if it is not necessary, then what can we do about it? And then we ask the question of what is mine to do? Because it's not ours to fix all of the suffering in the world. But it is ours to do what we can about the suffering that we see. So, and some days that means that we pray, and some days that means that we make a donation, and some days that means that we go out and we use our voices and we say, this is not okay. And some days we look around at our world and we go, the resource management of this world just really bites, and I have a better idea, and let me see if I can gather the people together to make this better. So that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go with sunny, the hours, sunny or not. Count them all. Make them all count. Okay? Count them all and make them all count. And I'm not even going to, with the Proverbs, happy is the person that findeth wisdom, and the person that getteth understanding. Okay, you know what? It's a proverb. Take it for what it's worth to you. So that's Proverb 3:13. And then in the science of mind, let us seek the good and the true and believe in them with our whole heart, even though every person we meet is filled with suffering and limitation appears on all sides. If we seek the good when suffering is happening, then maybe we can alleviate some of the suffering. What is ours to do? So that is page 185 in the Science of Mind. So I don't have a warm spot, but the author, A.D., does. I have a warm spot in my heart for sundials. They may not be totally accurate in telling time, and they can't seem to cope with daylight savings time, but their chief value is not in the service they perform. They exist to exist, as a flower does, and people enjoy them for just being there. Okay? Many of the sundials I have seen are inscribed with these words, count only the sunny hours. I've never paid that much attention to sundials, but now I'm curious. I am not sure I agree with that, though. And I don't either. As obvious as evidence here. If we count only the sunny hours, do we write off the sad hours, the angry hours, the guilty hours, the feel for hours, as if they don't exist? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because as I said, the sad hours show the depth of our love. The angry hours show the depth of our... One of the things that I've seen recently is about anger is it's our ego reminding us that we're not being treated right. We are not being treated right. Okay. So if you are angry, that is one of the things to be looked at. Are you not being treated right? Or Are you not treating someone else right? Because there's two sides to that. The guilty hours. I grew up Catholic. I'm going to let that one lie. The fearful hours. Okay? I'm a woman. The world gives me plenty to fear. And when I have a fearful hour, then I get to sit with that and go, is this something for me to actually fear, or is this something I've been told to fear? I also get to sit with that and go, if this is something that I actually do have to fear, then what do I do about it? You know, and sometimes it's steps that I can take, and sometimes it's just I need to get out in the world and say, you know what, this is not okay. And then we go back to the angry hours. The fearful hours as if they didn't exist. So, the hours that aren't so sunny need to be counted too. They are part of our lives and they serve a purpose. They are information. They are absolutely information. And they are information that we can use to move forward. Jesse just finished a series on Life Trends Forward. Well, all of those not sunny hours are information that we can use to move forward into a world that works for everyone. I believe that there is no thought, no emotion, no feeling, no person, no thing, no creature, no event, no condition, nor any circumstance in this universe that is wasted. Nothing is wasted. So we can take those hours and use them. Everything exists for a purpose. And if we keep this idea in mind, we can easily accept the disappointing, frustrating, and hurtful experiences that come into our life. We can more easily accept. They are going to happen. They are going to happen. And when they happen, that's where we get to find a purpose from them. So, everything may not have a purpose, but we can find a purpose for everything. And I am going to live by that. When things happen that I don't prefer, then I get to choose what I'm going to do about it. And then it does when you start to look for the purpose, when you start to make a purpose out of those experiences, they are more easily acceptable. You accept them for what they are, and then you work to change them. It's like, help me to accept the things that I cannot change. Well, sometimes I'm going to look at the world and go, you know what? I am no longer accepting these. I am going to change them. Yeah, I've got a little bit of wild-eyed revolutionary in me. But I'm a woman. And a redhead at that. So, God knew I needed a warning label. We can learn to see the good in them. Let us be grateful for all of our hours, sunny or not, remembering that the worst day of our life has something to teach us, just as the best day does. And I will say that the cool thing about the worst day of our life is we've survived 100% of them. We have survived 100% of our worst days. So, we're doing all right. We'll get there. And once we learn the lesson that difficult days teach, they become sunny also. I don't know if I agree with that, but I will say that what we can do is take the lessons that we have learned and not make the same mistakes again, which then will lead to fewer not sunny days. And we can also take the lessons that we've learned to help other people not have those same experiences. I am willing to learn from the experiences of others oftentimes rather than go through it myself. And then sometimes, you know what? I'm stubborn and I just have to go through it myself. But hopefully if I go through it myself, somebody else doesn't have to. So, we can pool those days and create more sunny days. But occasionally you need a good rain. All right. And sometimes you just need a storm to wash everything clean. Okay. And it's a beautiful little treatment. I'm grateful for every hour of my life. Today, I accept whatever this day has to offer, knowing that I understand the message it brings. And occasionally I will remind you that you can look at the universe and say, can you speak it to me plain? Stop being cryptic about it. Feel free to do that. Feel free to do that. If you're having too many days that are just, tell the universe to give you the message in a less painful way. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it? And I'm going to go with this last line here. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to accept whatever this day has to offer and then use the information wisely. That's the mission. All right, beloveds. It is a heck of a mission, but it always is. And life is a heck of a mission, and it is ours to go out and live. And we can sing and dance in the rain just as well as we can in the sun. So, take that. Okay, the other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself. It is a spiritual practice. And I say that because you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You also deserve your own self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So sometimes you need to stop and take care of yourself. And sometimes you need to stop and enjoy life. Because life gets really busy sometimes. And when it gets too busy, then sometimes you just need to stop and enjoy it. All right. Whatever else I had planned last night, the only thing that I did do was finish my book. And it was a book I was reading for fun. So, that is a loving, kind, and compassionate thing because it was good for me. Okay. So, loving, kind, compassionate, do it. Try it. Practice on yourself. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Can I say that too many times? No. Because I'm going to say it until everybody in the world believes it. But it's about creating a habit. It's about creating that default setting. It is about caring for yourself. It is about creating a bank. Because there are going to be times that you are going to meet people that need a little extra. And when you practice on yourself, then you will have enough to share. Okay? So create that bank. All right. I also encourage you to drink plenty of water, to do something to engage your mind and your body, to get some early in your day bright light. It's very cloudy out there, so this is my bright light. But, hey, you take it where you get it, right? Because it is not going to be a sunny day today. But it can still be a good day. And how can it be a good day? By opening the windows of our soul, allowing the breath of heaven to remind us. Oh, I started to say it different. Now I've forgotten the quote. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that heaven. Okay. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us all the time. How many days have I used that quote? I mean, it was from the first book I did. Heaven is a state of mind. Heaven is a state of consciousness. Heaven has nothing to do with sunny days or rainy days or anything. It has to do with you opening your heart to the divine love. That's what it is. So take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. And right now I am advocating looking for the small goods, the little goods, the minute goods, the ones that add up into an overwhelming avalanche. Because sometimes the big goods can be hard to find, but the little ones are always all around us. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my day. I'm going to encourage you to check us on all the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark, or I am the Running Rev Ryan. If you want to know what's going on, email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on our constant contact, to our website, whatever. So you'll know what's going on because it just came out. I opened mine today. And then have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a wonderful day, an awe-filled day, an awesome day, a magical day, an enchanting day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. All right, beloveds. I got a day in front of me. I mean, it's Friday, so Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m.-ish. I think it depends on whether or not it rains and I get to go to the park tomorrow. Here we are. All right, beloveds. Know that you are loved always, and I will see you next time.